the New Orleans Pelicans made a splash when they brought in CJ McCollum. But, I think the whole idea was for him to be embraced by Zion Williamson upon his arrival. What's going on with Zion? Has he not reached out to CJ? If he has, was it heartfelt? Does Zion Williamson even want to play for the New Orleans Pelicans? What's up with Zion?
Okay, so the answer to your last question, no. He don't want to play for the New Orleans Pelicans. They drafted him and he don't want to play for them. I think it's less about his connection with CJ McCollum, more so about that he just doesn't want to be in New Orleans. I think that's really what it is. And I was reading some articles where the Zion Williamson's camp do not believe that David Griffin is trustworthy, which leads me to believe that some of the verbal agreements that he may have given to them have not come to pass.
Mm.
And also, Zion Williamson's whole narrative gives me Kawhi Leonard in a sense that you're not going to know anything that's going on. I'm going to tell you at the last minute and you're going to get these little crumbs of information. That's what it gives me. So I just don't think he wants to be there anymore, but he's up for an extension, so hopefully he'll get it. But I don't know. I think it's the relationship is kind of sour. So unfortunately for CJ McCollum, now that he's come into, excited about his new team, he's not getting that welcome from Zion. And I don't think it's anything personal to CJ. I think it's just more so about Zion and how he feels about the Pelicans.
Okay. Now, there has been talks from the very beginning, before Zion even entered the league, that he did not want to go to New Orleans. He wanted to go to the New York Knicks. Now, imagine Zion in the New York Knicks market. Now, if he were to pull this, where he's only played, 85 games in 3 seasons, they would be eating him up right now. He's lucky he's down in the Big Easy, because I think the fans and just the New Orleans community is a little bit more welcoming and a little bit more accepting of what exactly where he's doing right now. Because he went 0 dark 30. I mean, he's not on the sidelines. Like, where is Zion?
He is, yeah, and then he's still young. So let's go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about putting all this pressure on a young player and a player that has not completed a season. He came into the league with all this hype. However, it fizzled quickly, right?
Yes.
And I've said it in previous discussions. Are we done with the Zion Williamson's experience in New Orleans? And I believe the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just be honest. Whatever Zion decides to do, he can most definitely ride the coattail of the Harden and Ben Simmons effect. He can ride the coattail of that. What he's doing right now is no different than what James Harden and Ben Simmons has done on their team that they wanted to leave. So
you think so? I don't really see it that way. Zion hasn't proved anything. He hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything. That's why it makes this whole 0 dark 30, as you mentioned, tricky. Right? At least Harden and at least Ben Simmons, they have seasons of, excellence. And so we're still waiting to see what that looks like. But we all know that it's not what you've done for me lately. It's what can you do for me in the future? And so with this pending second surgery on his foot, makes it really questionable whether or not his future is something that teams would want to invest in. And that's what's scary. So although from what I'm reading, again, I don't know how true is this, it's from the articles. You guys can read the same articles. But if you read the articles, is that his camp, Zion's camp, is not happy with David Griffin and the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, guess what? Because Zion have not been able to complete a full season. And because what fans and what the organization, I'm quite sure, has anticipated you in becoming for their franchise has not come to fruition, y'all need to work it out.
Yeah. The thing is, Zion came into the league as the second coming of LeBron James, right? You monstrous. I mean, athletics. I don't know. He's 6'8", 6'9". He can jump through the roof. He's powerful. I haven't seen this type of strength in a player in a long time, but the thing is, he is young. I think he does lack a sense of maturity, but it's expected, right? It's expected. I don't think that he needs to be the leader of the team just because he is allegedly the best player on the team. And I finally agree with you because you mentioned Kawhi Leonard earlier. He is the best player on the Los Angeles Clippers, but I would not venture to say that he's the leader of the Los Angeles Clippers, nor is Paul George. So I get that. Zion just wants to come in. He wants to fit in. He wants to get on the court and do his thing. But outside of that, I mean, we haven't seen much from Zion.
You're not going to. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? For me, that is okay. Because where
Mm-hmm.
I want you to show up is on the court. Number one. Hence is why they probably brought in CJ to be that leader, because he's going
Yes.
to be the leader for sure. Only because of his veteran professionalism. I mean, he's been in the league for a long time. I think just naturally he comes professional. He just gives me that
Yeah.
corporate, like that's what I'm going to do. I'm quite sure he can probably be president of operations as well as play on the court. I can see CJ being someone like that. But yeah, so I really think that what we're anticipating Zion to be, he's not going to be that person. Y'all forget it. He's not going to be the leader. So that's why I say it's almost like Kawhi. Like, you don't really know what's going on in their camp. You ain't gonna know what's going on in Zion's camp either. And if trust is an issue with the franchise, there is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem. However, I stand firm on, because he has not been able to put enough experience under his belt, it makes his situation a bit tricky. So he may have
Yeah.
to play along and get along.
Yeah, yeah. Because most of us are just looking at maybe his one season at Duke and then his second year in the league where he played 61 games, because his rookie year he was out injured. And this year, his third season, we haven't seen him at all. So do you think he'll sign his extension in the offseason?
I would say yes, he should. However, there is a precedent set that the league or the New Orleans Pelicans can kind of mirror in a sense. And that's what the 76ers did with Joel Embiid. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, Joel Embiid came into the league a little injured. He didn't complete a couple of seasons and all that good stuff. So if you wanted to kind of parallel their particular journey into the league, Joel Embiid would be a great player to look at to see how Zion Williamson can still be very successful in the future if the New Orleans Pelicans can build trust with his camp. So I would say he would need to sign. And if another team decides to sign him, I don't know, but he's going to have to sign, because he's going to be restricted free agent,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, he's
yeah.
going to be restricted. So he might as well just go ahead and sign it and do what James Harden and Ben Simmons did and just go to another team later. That's just going to happen.
And
I
fresh
don't really,
away
to
out.
be a bold prediction, I don't really see Zion Williamson being with the New Orleans Pelicans next season, if I'm going to be
Oh,
honest.
I don't either. I don't either. And if they're smart, the Pelicans management, if they're smart, they don't want him on the team right now, because
No.
he's going to bring bad energy to the group. And it's not fair to CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Kira Lewis Jr. It's not fair to them.
It's not fair to them. And I don't know why the New Orleans Pelicans want to do another cycle of Anthony Davis. Just don't know
Yes,
why they want
yeah.
to do that again, right? They've
Hmm.
already experienced it with him. Why even ride the wave with that? Go ahead and sign, give him his extension, and then help him find another team. That's it. Because
Hmm.
really, at this point, we need to be focusing more on CJ and Brandon Ingram's connection, and they will be the 1 and 2 of the New Orleans Pelicans next season. That's just what it's going to be.